Welcome back to Showplay's Book of Shadows, High School Romance. Actually, there's a place at this school that I like even more than here. Huh? Where's that? I'm not telling. What? It's my special place. Which means, must be a totally awesome place, right? Yep. Aw, I really want to see it. Come on. No way. I can't spill the beans that easy. Besides, view there isn't nearly as consistent. Laughing, Tsukasa finished up his drink, then grabbed the now empty trash can he'd carried to the dumpster for me. You treated me to coffee, so please, allow me to take this up to the classroom for you. What? Are you sure? You bet. Thanks. I'm in class 4, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, counter-stalking. You're the famous Yui Shishido, after all. Famous? How'd you... You're that girl who already looks like she could be a teacher. I don't think there's a student in any of our 12 classes who don't know your name. What? From then on, Tsukasa and I met in that courtyard many times. We didn't really talk in the halls, but something about the place spurred our conversation. Cafe au lait again? Yep. Doesn't that get a little old? Not really. You drink at least 2 a day though, right? How'd you know that? I've seen it with my own eyes. There's a perfect view of the vending machine from here after all. There is? Yeah, I mean it's right there. Oh wow, no kidding. Doesn't matter if it's after school or summer break, Shishido buying cafe au lait is like Old Faithful. You can set your watch by it. Well, then I guess we're even, since I always see you sitting on this bench. Just like I said, double stalking. What, you're back on that again? Sure am. I guess I just find it interesting that we both took notice of each other's quirky habits. Huh, weirdo. Our conversations in the courtyard were usually just silly. It was like talking to a good friend in class. Shallow, but genuinely enjoyable. It's always so cool here, even in summer. Don't mention summer. Huh? Why? You don't like it? I don't like summer. Now with summer school right around the corner, it'd be enough to make anyone run for the hills. Oh no, summer school? That's terrible. I guess so, but we're seniors now. It comes with the territory, you know? It's time for fun and games is over. I don't know. You seem like you're still having a lot of fun to me. Well, I'm a bit of a special case. I'm just happy because I feel like my dream might actually come true. Oh? I just enjoy teaching things to people and having others depend on me. Why's that? I guess it makes me feel like a big sister or something. Since I'm an only child, you know? Okay. Well, good luck with that then. Wow, that was about as dismissive as a comment as you can get. Hey, not like I could do anything about it, you know? Despite his occasional boorishness, I still felt that Tsukasa was a kind soul. If nothing else, never actually laughed at my dream. And in a high school crowd, most people don't take you very seriously when you say you're trying to become a teacher. Tsukasa just wasn't like most people, I guess. The season was quickly turning to autumn. After the school day ended, the senior floor was always a lot more quiet than its underclassmen counterparts. Everyone was off studying hard at the library or with tutors. So one day, thinking no one else was around, I sat down in a lonely corner of the hallway. Initially, I had grabbed my shoes and left the classroom intending to head home, but along the way I just started crying. I was overwhelmed. My sobs echoed from one end of the hallway to the other. It's very quiet crying if they're echoing. So quiet. Very quiet. Awfully quiet. That day, I had finally received a special recommendation to my top choice university. I was so excited. I just wanted to tell someone, so I told my friend Tomoe. But her usual supportive demeanor took on a somewhat harsher edge. Quit rubbing it in my face. You know I'm still totally undecided about my future, right? That's not a nice thing to say. You're supposed to be happy for your friends. My expression must have changed pretty drastically. Tomoe's eyes suddenly widened, and she quickly apologized. So I smiled and told her I didn't care. That's what I said anyway. But how couldn't I care? Tomoe's dismissive words struck me like a dagger to my chest. I'm so insensitive sometimes. I wonder if everyone else feels the same way about me. I kept wiping the tears from my eyes, only for new ones to take their place immediately. Why didn't I think of this sooner? So many people were still facing uncertain futures with no real goals in mind, and I was completely oblivious to it. I was the one with a dream, running around like the cock of the walk and blabbing about my successes and aspirations. I wouldn't blame them if they hated me. That's how you know that Miss Yui is really a good person. Could someone that insensitive to the feelings of so many other people really become a teacher? Did I ever even have what it takes to begin with?
Shishido?
I quickly turned toward the voice that had called out to me, and found Tsukasa standing there. We'd never said a word before when passing each other in the hall, but he spoke to me that day with no reservations, as if we were old chums. Your face is a mess. Do you have a handkerchief? Yeah. Then wipe your face. Okay. Tsukasa's concern and confusion was clearly written on his face. I didn't want to cause him any trouble or worry him, so I began frantically wiping my eyes. Did something happen? No, everything's fine. And that's why you're crying in the hallway. You're crying an awful lot for someone who's got no problems. No, it's just, there was a little misunderstanding between a friend and I. But we patched it up right away, so it's alright. Really, these are, you know, something like tears of happiness, I guess. Yep, see? I just found out I got that recommend. I'm not sure if I did it out of respect for Tsukasa or just because I wanted to change the subject, but I cut myself off mid-sentence. I was doing it again. What was I thinking? Now even Tsukasa was going to hate me for being a braggart. Hell, I hated myself. I was the worst, just the worst. But... Whoa, really? He was happy for me? A bit taken aback, I nodded firmly. You did it then, congrats! See, that's the reaction you're supposed to have. Yeah, thanks. Oh. So, what's with the waterworks? Even with the recommendation, you still have to take an entrance exam, right? Yeah, So isn't it a little early to be crying tears of joy? Yeah, maybe so. I was just really happy that you congratulated me. Ah, come on now. Sorry. For what? For crying like this, without even knowing why. If you don't know why you're doing it, then how about you hurry up and dry those eyes? Sure. I think I'm fine now anyway. I swear. As I rubbed my swollen eyes, a smile broke through, and Tsukasa let out an exasperated sigh. Then, as if suddenly remembering something, his eyes lit up. Oh hey, wait here a sec. Huh? Okay. Tsukasa ran into his classroom, quickly reappearing in the hall again just moments later. He was holding something. Here, I want you to have this. A pencil? In his outstretched hand rested a short, stubby little pencil. Not the sort of thing you'd expect someone to go out of their way to lend you. It was pocked here and there with small scratches, but it still seemed to be in relatively decent shape considering how obviously well worn it was. Pencil for guaranteed success. Guaranteed success? Use it on your test and you'll pass for sure. What? Really? Yep. He told me I'd never pass the entrance exam for Kisaragi Academy, but, well, here I am. And I owe it all to this pencil. So, this is the same pencil you were using back when you took your high school application tests. Sure is. It really jerked out a miracle. I assume you mean worked out a miracle, right? Not that that's a thing either. Yeah, that. At any rate, I shall happily take you up on your kind offer. Thanks. But listen, I'm only lending it to you until you finish your test. You'll have to give it back afterwards so I can use it for my entrance exams. Okay. And whatever you do, don't fail the exam. Right. Pencil get. I took the pencil and nodded, smiling. This time, Tsukasa returned my smile. You're a really unique person, you know that? It's hard to believe how much you let other people's problems get to you. You'll make an amazing teacher. What? For a moment, I had no idea what he was talking about. But then it hit me. Tsukasa had somehow sussed out from our conversation that I was crying because I'd upset Tomoe. And he was turning that fact around to offer me encouragement. Good luck. Don't let it get to you. Flutter? What kind of sound is flutter? I'd heard you shouldn't wish someone luck in times of stress, as it just adds more pressure. That's why people tell actors to break a leg instead. But I didn't care. Taboo or not, I cherished his kind words. I'll do my best, Tsukasa. Glad to hear it. That's when I really started to fall for him. But it didn't seem like he noticed, and there wasn't really any indication that he felt the same way anyway. I can still clearly recall the events of that day, even now. It was October, the day before my entrance exam. The weather outside had been miserable since morning. Visibility was all but non-existent. It would be a bad omen if I were to slip and fall on the day of the exam, so I decided I'd wear boots to school, just to be safe. See you later. When I opened the door, I was shocked to see a white-haired old woman lying on the ground. soaked to the bone. I frantically rushed over to her side. Are you okay? That is close enough to a yes. Stay with me, come on. Tell me what happened. Was it a hit and run? The road running by my house was narrow and mostly used only by our neighbors. But it's not like it was closed off to outside traffic or anything, so a hit and run wasn't out of the question. I looked over the old woman's body as best as I could. Fortunately, there were no signs of any serious injury. Doesn't seem like a car accident, at least. Young lady. Yeah? You must not go to school today. You absolutely must not go. The old woman raised herself up slightly and spoke hoarsely. From the tone in her voice, she seemed terribly desperate. But I have to. Today is my last chance to practice for a college entrance interview. No, just stay home. Don't go. I have to go. The interview is the part of the exam I'm worst at. Please, tell me what's wrong. Where is your family? Will you go no matter what? Yeah? In that case, please. Not knowing what to say, I nodded apprehensively as the old woman began digging through her pockets. She produced what looked like to be a crumpled scrap of paper. As she was digging around, I noticed that her breathing had become dangerously ragged, and began considering my options to assist her. Really, I should have gone back into the house and called my mom. But there was something about her that kept me glued to the spot. I sensed desperation hiding in that unbroken gaze. You must take this. What is it? A charm. A charm? The old woman clutched my wrist and forcefully pressed the scrap of paper into my palm. Tilting my head, I unfolded the scrap and looked carefully at it. At first, I thought I'd just been handed a piece of trash. But when I unfolded it all the way, I saw that it was actually a paper doll in the shape of a human being. And there was a name written on its torso. Yui Shishiro. Yes, my name, written plain as day in easily legible brushstrokes. Why is my name on it? So it can protect you. If you don't write the name of the person you wish to protect, the charm won't work. Crazy. This was all crazy. I didn't understand any of it, save for one simple fact. This old woman was here specifically to give me this strange paper charm. As far as I was aware, we were total strangers to one another, but she clearly knew both my name and my address. No. I'm sorry. I know you came a long way to give this to me, but I don't want it. You don't want it? As I extended my arm to return the paper doll, I could sense her entire demeanor had changed. She raised her body up unsteadily from the wet asphalt. Why not? Well, I've nearly killed myself bringing this to you. Why will no one listen to me? You must not enter Heavenly Host Elementary without this charm. A Heavenly Host? Yes, you must not go. Don't go. As the old woman cried out, the paper doll fluttered lightly to the ground. Almost instantaneously, it became soaked through with rainwater. My name began to run and quickly turned into an illegible black smudge. Seeing this, the old woman grabbed and tore at her hair. No! The charm! The way out has been lost. Anne? Please calm down. Listen, you must not go to Heavenly Host Elementary. I think there's been some mistake. My school is Kisaragi Academy High. I've never even heard of Heavenly Host. Mom, come quick! What's wrong? An old woman collapsed in front of our house. Call an ambulance. Okay. Paramedics arrived in a matter of minutes. The old woman seemed to be unconscious by that point, however, so the EMTs brought out a stretcher. Do either of you know this woman? No, she just collapsed in front of our house. We've never seen her before. Alright. Would you be willing to ride with her in the ambulance? The idea of making this old woman go to the hospital by herself just seemed like it would have been a shameful thing to do. Sure, she was a stranger, but we'd had a lengthy conversation mere minutes before, so I couldn't very well say we had nothing to do with one another. Yui, you need to go to school. What? But... Don't worry, I'll go with her to the hospital. You have to practice for the interview today, right? Yeah, I guess I do. Thanks, Mom. I'll leave her with you then. Good luck. I was a little hesitant, but I knew I really had to go to school today, no matter what. So I left the strange woman in my mom's care, and heading down towards school, walked right by her stretcher. Suddenly, a hand rose from the limp form of the old woman and grabbed my skirt. Startled, I tried to jump away but found myself ensnared by her terrible bloodshot eyes. After school, once my final practice interview had concluded, I reunited with my friends and engaged in the usual regimen of gossip and small talk. Can you believe that? That's really scary. The hell is wrong with her? When I described the events of that morning, everyone's eyebrows rose. They were hanging on my every word and yelping in unison at key moments. Yui, maybe you should have stayed home today after all. Well, but I had that practice interview. I couldn't miss that, you know? I just hope nothing bad happens. Ah, come on, what could happen? You know what? Huh? When you mentioned Heavenly Host Elementary, I thought it sounded kind of familiar, and I just realized why. You know the 7 Wonders, right? 7 Wonders? You mean those urban legends about Kisaragi? Yeah, those. Does Heavenly Host Elementary have some connection to them? One of the stories is called Yoshie After School. Ever heard of it? Definitely not. I've never heard of it either. What's it about? Well, it takes place at Heavenly Host Elementary, which once occupied the same plot of land where Kisaragi Academy now stands. Oh, okay. It said that one day after school, a female teacher who had been patrolling the ground slipped and fell down the stairs and died. The accident took place on a rainy October day, just like this one, and occurred just after 7 at night. And supposedly, Yoshie still appears on days like this. Ever unaware that she died at Heavenly Host these many years ago, she now walks the halls of Kisaragi Academy, believing them to be her own. Oh, come on, no. Is it true? Well, it wouldn't be one of the 7 wonders if someone hadn't actually seen it happen, right? That's really creepy. Why don't you head home, Yui? You're the only one who doesn't live nearby, so we can't walk with you. And given the stuff that old woman said to you... Yeah, it's always best to heed the warnings of the elderly. You might be right. I am still feeling kind of on edge. Probably best I go home and check in with Mom. And I will do that next time. See you then.